things going around the house. But lesson 5 today is going to be about sparklines and charting. In other words, how to make your Excel sheet look prettier and analyze the data at the same time. So here we have a 6-month sales report. The figures would probably be in hundred thousands or even just thousands. And what we've done is taken off most of the zeros so that we can see it better. So there might be a little tag someplace that says numbers are in thousands. But what we want to do is we want to analyze this data a little bit and see what's going on with our salespeople. So the first thing we're going to do is to do a Sparkline. So I'm going to start by putting in a blank column after March so that we can do a Sparkline for the first quarter. So I'm going to right click on column E and select Insert. And now that we have this blank column, I will start up here in cell E5 and we will put our Sparkline there. Now the whole idea of the Sparkline is it kind of gives you an idea of the trend of the data, whether things are going up or down or staying the same. So I'm going to click on Insert, Sparklines, and we have a choice of line, column, or win-loss. So we're going to use line, but column just gives you the data in little columns. Win-loss is better if you have something that only has 2 types of data, like yes, no, on, off, or something on that order. So I'm going to click on the line, and it wants to know the data range. So I'm going to click on our first 3 sales figures here. And it also wants to know where the Sparkline is going to be placed. Because I started here in E5, I don't have to change that. I'm just going to click OK. And then I'm going to use the fill handle to get all the way down. And here we can see the trend. So you can see that Sheldon's sales went up and then it went down just a little bit. Howard kind of tanked and then he went up. Same thing with Leonard down here. So this just gives you an idea of what's going on. Whether you could keep it here or delete it, that would entirely be up to you or your manager or your company best practices on what they want to do. But sometimes people do this just to get an idea without having to kind of look through all the data. So it's just kind of a picture representation. So we're going to delete this column and go back to our original stuff. And I'm going to do a regular chart now, but I'm going to do it wrong the first time so that you can see what it looks like when it's not correct and what you have to do to fix it. So I'm going to select the data for the first 3 months. I'm going to select Insert, and for the charts I'm going to use a 2D column chart because it's easy to see. And here you can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Series 1, Series 2, Series 3. That really does not tell us anything about this data, who is doing well, who is doing poorly, what months they're doing it in. So we're just going to undo that. And the reason that happened is because I didn't put the labels in. So you need to start in the upper corner of your data and click and drag and select all the labels besides the data. So we're still in Insert, so I'm going to again do my 2D column. And here now you can see that we see everybody. We can see that what they did in January, February, and March by the colors. And now there's a couple of things that you can do. If I'm clicking on the chart, I will get the ribbon to be a special chart ribbon. And here I could switch the rows and columns if I wanted the people down here in January, February, and March up there. Okay, and this would tell us in each month how each person did. I could change the chart type from here. I could change the chart style, and if I hit the down arrow here, you can see all the chart styles. And if I point to one, you can see what it looks like. So you can actually go shopping before you select it. And some of them have the data labels on there, and some of them have just fancy formatting. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. But if I didn't like the colors that were here, I could click on the change colors, and we have a colorful palette and a monochromic palette. And if you just point to something in each palette, you can see what it would change to. But what else you can do besides that is you yourself can change one of the colors. So say I didn't like the yellow here, so I can click on it, and that's just going to select all the yellow. And then I can go to Format, which comes up because the chart is selected. So I can say Format, and then in here it says Shape Fill. And so from here I can take a different color. So let's see if I'll make it a yellow. So, okay, not much different than it was before. But just gives you the idea that you're not limited to what comes up there. And now I click that again, and I can see that my ribbon has gone away, but I can get it from here, Chart Design, or I can get it from here for Format. And on the chart design too, you can also add different chart elements. You can do an axis title. You can do a chart title, which is already there. We'll fix that in a minute. You can do grid lines. The legend is already there, so you can move it if you want. You can put data labels on, and a lot of people put data labels on the outside ends. Okay, and that just tells you straight from the data itself, you know, what the actual numbers are, in case they fall between the grid line numbers and you can't see them. So the other thing I want to show you is that you can move this chart, and it's on the Chart Design tab, and if I click on Move, I will get the Move Chart screen, and you don't want to just click OK because it's really already an object in Sheet 1. So you want to click on New Sheet, and then this is highlighted, so you can say maybe my first quarter, something on that order. I'm going to take out one of these spaces here. Okay, took out both of them. All right. And then when I click OK, the chart is now on its own sheet. You don't have the A, B, C, D, and the 1, 2, 3, 4 from the ribbon, you know, from the original ribbon. So it's easier to see. If you wanted to use it to make an overhead, that would be easier to do. But you still have all of these things here that you can do. And the reason I point that out is because in earlier versions of Excel, once you moved the chart, you were not able to go and do any of this stuff. So a couple of versions ago, they changed that, which is really very, very nice. So those are Sparklines and just a basic thing on chart. And the last thing I'm going to do is change the chart title. So I'm going to click on the chart title, and then I'm going to go to the formula bar, and I'm going to just say we already called it my first quarter, so let's just say quarter sales, quarter number 1 sales. And then when we hit OK, it goes there. So when you're typing it, it doesn't look like it's going to do anything, but it actually does. So those are 2 things that you can do to represent your data and make it easier for someone who's reading your chart to analyze it. So that's everything that I have for you today. Please tune in next time. We're going to do some more formatting, getting a little bit fancier about it. And I have added a subscribe button to the screen, so please click on that so you will get notified of new videos. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.